Hello, Chocolo here, but not for a video review. It's for the November update, or October, I guess. I didn't do an October update. Just October just went so quickly. Before I knew it, it just gone. So there we go. Goodness me, but there we go. It's just one of those times just flying by so quickly. I don't know if you're finding this, but for me, honestly, it's just going by so very quickly. I can't keep up with it, to be honest with you. Very difficult, very yeah, crazy. It's nearly Christmas, isn't it? Can you believe it? It's literally a month and a half till Christmas, and to me, that's going to go by in a blink of an eye. I mean, maybe you as well. Let me know what you're thinking if that's happening to you. But before I go on, I've got to thank the members. Thank you so much, Sam Matson and Lockhart, and of course Scotty. Thank you so much for your massive support and continued support for many months now, if not years. Well, years, it is actually years. Yeah, so thank you so very much. Massively appreciated. If you want to become a member, you can click up here in the little bannery thing up there and give you some details up there. You get some exclusive perks, things like this, but it really helps out the channel. Really does. So please consider it. And Sam, Alan and Scotty have really helped out for a very long time, and it's basically been keeping the channel going, to be honest with you. So thank you so much to the three of you and everyone else who supports in their own way. But as I say, if you want to check out the membership, that's the ultimate way to support the channel, really. But you know the usual drill: like, subscribe, things like this. But I'm sure you've already liked and subscribed and all this, that and the other if you're watching this, but you know what I mean. Well, basically what's going on this month, a few things actually, past couple of months actually, as I say, because I didn't do a proper update last month. I'm trying to cut down now, basically. I've been eating a bit too much. You know, usually I was quite controlled, but I was starting to lose that control, really, just eating too much food, and the things I've reviewed, I was just eating too much of it and stuff like this, too frequently, too fast. So I'm trying to cut down a bit now. So what I've got a load of backlog of reviews as well, so I'm sort of cutting down on the reviews I was doing. I was doing like 6 reviews a week and stuff like this. I'm kind of cutting down a bit now, so I'm kind of doing, you know, basically I'm just doing like 1 or 2 a week. And then just trying to edit the ones I've already got and get them published, basically, because I've got loads to get out there. I've got loads to review as well, as you've seen from Stash Watches all the time. But, you know, just one of those. So I'm trying to cut down a bit if I can, just because I was just eating too much. Wasn't feeling very comfortable either, you know, just could just tell I wasn't, you know, it just wasn't feeling great, because, as I say, just eating too much rubbish. So feel a lot better now. I've had about a week and a half of it, something like that, of being a lot better. So yeah, it's definitely making a difference. So I'm just trying to be a bit careful and just hopefully continue that going, really. Just one of those, you know, it's easily done, isn't it? I love food, you know, I'm sure you all do as well. But obviously you've got to do it in moderation, and that's the difficult part, isn't it, really? It's very difficult, actually. But anyway, so trying to do that. Now, you might have seen as well, leading on from that, goodness me, the shortage of my ice cream freezer. You know, just tons of ice cream in the freezer, basically. I took out a couple of things that were non-ice cream from there. But there's only like about literally 4 things. I think a bag of peas, bag of sweet corn, bag of corn mince, and well, half an empty bag of peas and sweet corns, maybe 5 things then, but that was about it, really. So yeah, goodness me, and those are the things I use for my pastas and stuff like that. So crikey, yeah, so I don't know if I'm ever going to get through all that. I keep buying more of it. Sometimes I forget what I've already got. There's a couple of duplicates, and only a couple though, but need to get through all them, really. I really do, because they take up so much space. And yeah, they're difficult to eat though as well. That's the other thing we're cutting down as well, because if you have ice cream, you know, very calorific, you know, some of them, you know, especially the tubs of Haagen-Dazs and Ben and Jerry's, stuff like that, they've just got so many calories in. So in order to finish them off, you know, and you can't really transport them around and give them to other people because they melt and stuff like that. So they're very problematic, very difficult. So this is why originally I was not going to review ice cream for this reason as well. And because also, the other reason was mainly because I loved it as well so much. I wanted to enjoy it as well. That was the main reason, actually. But, you know, it is very difficult to review, to store, to review this and the other. And then, of course, you're left with a massive... You can't just eat it at your leisure almost. You know, I mean, you kind of can. But, you know, when I've got so much stuff in the channel anyway to review and eat, I don't have time for... you know, extra food, basically, because I've got so many other things I'm reviewing and stuff like that. So I just end up with loads of stuff, you know, so I can give it to friends and things if I can. But things like ice cream, I don't know, you know, it's going to be very difficult. So yeah, one of those. So let me know what you think. What would you do with all this kind of ice cream and review? What if you had this problem? Yeah, what would you do? Who would you give it to? What would you do with it? Maybe just give me some ideas. But obviously, I do try not to waste anything. You know, there are some times where it just can't be helped, unfortunately, because of one reason or another. But it's pretty rare, to be honest with you. I do manage to get through most things, but you know, it might save them up for quite a long time. You know, I don't mind things being out of date either. So if I leave them a bit and they go out, you know, they go a bit soft or something like that, they're perfectly fine, I find. You know, so this, that, and the other. So anyway, but let me know. Yeah, let me know your answers to this would be. Interesting conundrum, really. I think probably not one most people have, but it's one of those things with reviewing stuff on this channel, I guess, basically, and just being myself. You know, it's not there's no one else doing it, so there we go. So what else is going on? Yeah, thumbnails as well. I'm trying to basically, I did a poll. You might have seen it. You might see the little graphic up there now. I'm not sure, but basically, I think something like 68% of people preferred the non-white background thumbnails I've done. You know, I thought they were quite clean and crisp looking, but you know, yeah, most people, over 2/3 basically preferred the regular ones of people who answered the quiz anyway. So I'm going to revert back basically to the non-white ones, I think, just because, and I feel like they are consistent as well. Maybe having the white ones is a bit less consistent with the channel look as well. So there we go. But I know some people do prefer the white ones and stuff, but 2/3, I can't really argue with that, can I? It's one of those. So there we go. I tried to do some trials actually with YouTube to see which one generally got more clicks and things, but my videos just don't get enough views for YouTube to give me decent stats on it, basically. I tried doing 3 thumbnail differences and things like this, but YouTube just couldn't. It just wasn't getting enough response, enough click-throughs and things like this for it to make a meaningful decision on it. So I'm trying to keep to just doing 2 different thumbnails, things like that, 2 different titles, because you can do titles as part of this as well, and I'll see what happens there. But there we go. Leading on from that as well, you might have seen also from the fact that only a few people replied to the sort of the poll I did. Considering the number of subscribers I've got, things like this. It's just one of those where the outreach of certain things, people just don't see it or don't bother or whatever. And of course, if a lot of people are just watching through the home screens, a lot of my reviewers nowadays are people who haven't subscribed actually, so they won't see things like the lives, they won't see things like the polls, they won't see things like this video because it's not something that's just pushed out to people that don't subscribe generally. You know what I mean? So things like this. So that's why it's very important for people to subscribe, but it's just very hard to get people to do it. I must admit I'm sort of guilty of this as much as anyone. When I'm watching YouTube, I kind of go to the home screen to see what's on there, what crops up and things, and you don't really feel like you need to subscribe. But of course, I know from having a channel, especially a small one, how important it is, and it's very hard to convey that really. So leading on from that, I've got some ideas. I'm going to try and look into doing some like banners, things that sort of scroll across the screen, top and bottom, this and the other. We might do it for a few things like thanking the members, advertising the membership and subscriptions and stuff like that, saying to subscribe, things like this. Perhaps advertising Discord as well, which I haven't done for a while, but I can kill a few birds with one stone basically by doing this. So I'm going to look into it. What do you reckon to that? Would it annoy you having banners going across, things like this? But I feel like it would be a good way of hopefully just getting attention to people subscribing to the channel and also sort of becoming members, sending super thanks and things like this. Just kind of need a lot more of this sort of interactions and things like that, and joining on Discord as well, of course. Just getting people into the channel, invested in the channel really, because I think for being a small channel, that's what needs to happen really. I need people to be invested in it, to feel part of it, and to enjoy the sort of like the chatting and coming to the lives and things like that. Because I feel like that's the kind of thing I think a small channel can sort of give that maybe bigger ones can't. This kind of a bit more of a I speak to people directly. They're not just. I don't get billions of people leaving comments. I don't get billions of people in chats and things. When someone does chat, I can see them directly and talk to them, and in the comments as well, saying things like this. So yeah, that's the thing. But of course, it's very difficult to get that out to people if they don't subscribe. So so a difficult one really. But we'll see what happens. So anyway, so I'm going to look into that. It's going to take time. Time is something I don't have much of, unfortunately. That's the problem. So hopefully I'll get there at some point. I just need some time dedicated where I can say, right, I'm going to do that today, and sometime, and I can get through things then. But if I have other things on, stuff like that, it's just impossible because the day just goes very quickly otherwise. Get up, do something or other, do this, that, and the other, and then before I know it, it's like 6 o'clock in the evening. And the day's gone. So yeah, so there we go. So that's what I'm going to try and do anyway. So let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you've got any ideas and things like this, and what you reckon to the channel. Let me know. It'd be good to hear from you. So right, so let's go to viewer comments then, and why not? So I've got them to one side here. Let's have a look at this. So I might push them aside a bit. So apologies, I'm looking away. It's just the way it goes, really. So Alan Lockhart. Yeah, thank you so much, Alan. Trusted member, of course. Yes. So wow, that's a lot of Maryland goodness there. To my Maryland special. Yes, my short I did. So I've recorded 2 of the Maryland special reviews. Got a third one, the last one to do. So I'll do that hopefully next week, I think, and hopefully get them published as well. That's the thing, isn't it? So yeah, so it was a lot of Maryland. I had so much built up, a massive backlog. So anyway, there's things to do there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. All these things. I'll do a few more shorts as well. Actually, I must say that's the other thing I was meant to mention. I'm doing a lot more shorts as well. Just trying to throw those out there, and because they're quite simple to do, but quite interesting as well. And there we go. So that does remind me of that as well. So let me know what you think of those shorts as well. I think they're quite easy to do, as I say, and they sort of like target a new audience and things. I've been sort of doing them on TikTok as well, and Instagram and Reels and things. Just trying to get them out there. Really, I haven't got the time to spend too much time on them. I just have to do them because if I have to spend, it takes long enough just trying to do what I'm doing because sometimes it goes wrong. I forget, make a mistake in what I'm saying. This, that, and the other things just don't work. One, like with the ice cream one, sometimes pulling the drawer out, it won't come out, I couldn't get it back in and stuff like that. It's just, all these things just take time. And as I say, time is just something I just have not much of, unfortunately. So There we go. So it's one of those. But yeah, we're going to try and do those anyway. And as I say, the quality might not be great, but as I say, I don't have the time to spend a lot of time on them. So they're literally just shorts of what's going on, and it would just have to be enough, I think, and hopefully it is. And Scotty and my gingerbread special, yes, I'd actually enjoyed the gingerbread Doritos. And I must admit, actually, those gingerbread Doritos were pretty good. When I kept eating them afterwards, I thought, you know what, these are growing on me. I almost bought them again today, actually, but again, like I sort of alluded to earlier, I think I did anyway. I can't. I rarely can buy, chocolate that I haven't already got, that I've already enjoyed, and because I've got so many other things to review, I just don't have the calorie allowance to have other stuff usually anyway. So yeah. So there we go. But yeah, gingerbread Doritos, surprisingly nice. I've not seen them in Tesco since, but I think I saw them in Farm Foods. So that's where I saw them. And yes, the Soundwave Club. This is Sam Matson's new account. Yeah, has some problems with his account. But he did mention, this was on my Snickers coffee review. It went down quite well with a few people, actually. Hey, weren't you actually going to do a pizza review for the members? If you get enough members, what was it, like 5 or something? Basically, yes, the gist of it is yes, I was going to do some, but it's got to be sort of the, not the ones I hand out for free. It's got to be sort of the proper, full-fledged members. I do want to do more things like that. So I do hope to do it. It would be good to do it, really. I would like to do things like that, but I just need more members, really. It's just got to be, because pizzas are another ones that are very calorific, and quite expensive as well from doing reviewing Domino's pizzas and things like this. I do spend enough on the channel as it is, to be honest with you. I do like to give things to the members, things like that, but I've just got to balance it up, and it's one of those. And I think if I got more members, I could start doing more of these things as well, more like the counters and things. I kept trying to do things like this, like saying, if I get so many super chats, I'll do this. If I get so many members, I'll do that. But I just don't get the super chats or the members coming in. So I just feel like it just wasn't really worth doing, and it was just, yeah. So it's just a bit of a shame, really, So I don't know what to do, but the thing is, if you don't do it, then you won't get them. But then, I'm doing it, and it sort of feels like, as I say, I just don't have the time to be going through this over and over again, and it's just one of those, really, where it's just, if I'm just constantly saying, 2 out of 5, whatever, and needing a 1, it's just never getting there. Yeah, so I don't know what to say, really. It's a hard one to do. I just need more members, really, and yeah, so. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it'll happen. I don't know. I mean, yeah, the member program, I think for support levels, £2 a month or something. Yeah, it's. I mean, basically, I think the bronze member is about I think it's £5 or £6.99 a month. I think it is. It's got to be. I've got to set it to a level where it's worth my while to publish the new content and the exclusive content and things. Because it's the channel is. I spend more time and money on it than it gives me back, really, as far as it being economically viable is concerned, both in my time, really, as well. I probably should be doing other things with my time, but but the thing is, I enjoy it, and it's one of those, I like chatting to everyone. I like chatting to Sam, for instance, in the comment here, and Alan and Scotty and everyone else, who's in the comments and in the chats and things when I do the lives. I enjoy that, and it'd be hard to give that up, really. But I've got to draw the line somewhere, and as far as my time and money has been spent on the channel, and and I think there's a kind of unwritten contract, isn't there, between the members and myself? I think where the members are supporting the channel, showing they're interested, and they probably don't get back as much as they put in the same way that I don't get back as much as I put in, But it's one of those, isn't it, where we sort of know what we're doing it for reasons where we believe in, like, the channel. We're doing it to enjoy it and things, and they're sort of being part of that, part of that sort of experience and journey, I guess you'd say, and it's one of those, I think, and it's a difficult one to find that balance. But I've got to, I can't be, I spend a lot of money and time on the channel as it is, and to then, sort of be, I've got to have a there's got to be like a threshold, like for these special reviews, like the pizza ones and things, where I've got so many members, and I've got so many of this, and I can do things then. But without that, it'd just be too much time and money, and I think, really, and as I say, I spend so much time and money on it. I mean, there is an argument to say, well, maybe you should just not do all the other things you do and just do these ones. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should just do one amazing video, one amazing review. It's like it costs to spend £100 on this thing rather than £100 on 1,000 different chocolates or something. I don't really know, but the thing is, when you're throwing all your eggs in one basket like that, it's If that just flops or doesn't do anything, or no one cares about it, or it just gets as many reviews as my normal videos, I may as well have just done 1,000 smaller videos rather than these one big ones, really. So it's very difficult. That there is an argument to say, you know, it's quality over quantity and this, that, and the other. But I think at the end of the day, the channel is what the channel is, you know, and I think it's kind of, you know, it's I'm not I think I mentioned another time, I'm not reviewing cars, you know what I mean. People who, like, you know, with big investments, people will want to look at reviews of that. It's things like chocolate bars and things, and it's, you know, it's interesting to talk about, but at the end of the day, you know, if you spend 50p on a chocolate bar and you don't like it, you've not really lost that much. But if you spend £50,000 on a car and it's rubbish, you know, then you've lost a lot, you know, and it depreciates and all this, that, and the other. So you're more likely to watch videos like that. So it's one of them. The channel is what it is, you know. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, there is kind of a balance between, well, the channel's about the people, isn't it? Like I've said, you know, it's about the people, really, and I think about the people, you know, sort of, you know, getting something out of it by having contact with me, being in the chats and the lives and the comments and things like this. It's that kind of thing, isn't it? Being on Discord, you know, talking about things, getting into sort of the community spirit of it all, things like that. So anyway, I kind of labour the points along on that one a bit, really, but that's your answer, Sam, anyway. Yes. Obviously, that's the answer. There we go. Maybe a bit too long, but there we are. All right. Then we also had let's see, who's it? Simon Tuncliffe. Yes, good to see you, Simon. Good to see you. Dark chocolate bounty beats the milk one. This is in my milk and dark chocolate bounty review from quite a while back. This one, actually, one of my earlier videos. Yeah. So what do you reckon to this one? Do you prefer the dark chocolate to the milk chocolate on the bounties? What do you think? Let me know. Yeah, I've not had one for a while, actually. You don't see dark chocolate bounties very often, do you? I wonder if they're still around. I assume there are. But the one of those where sometimes you'll see that there'll be a product, a chocolate bar or something where it have multiple kinds, like dark chocolate tunnocks as well. You don't tend to see those as much as the milk ones, you know, in most shops, you know. Interesting that. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if there's other variants of bars that you really like as well. But yes, Chris Limey, yeah, good to see you again, Chris. Good to see you. Film left Chocolo Roberto video. Don't mind if I do. Nice thumbnails for my Halloween special. Yeah. Glad you liked it, Chris. Glad you liked it. Hope you enjoyed the video as well. Yeah, it was a good one. I was trying to do something a bit different for it, and this, that, and the other. It's obviously it's hard to go all out on it, but you know, as you say, just doing something a bit different. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was nice to do the Halloween special, actually. I quite enjoyed that one as well. So I might do a Christmas one coming up soon at some point also. Yes, and yes, Kamal as well. Not replied to this one yet. I just saw it just today because I've just published the sort of like the real and fake Mavitti's white chocolate digestive battle video. Yeah, so Kamal said carousel, and I have to be honest, I got them when they first came out, and I thought they completely lacked a real white chocolate taste in the first place. The thin layer just didn't work with the digestive flavour for me, and I already felt like it seemed more of a white coating compared to the Fox's white rounds or something. Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, I know what you mean. It did seem a bit like way, and you could see through it, couldn't you? I quite like them, but like you say, you're right. I do feel like they could be thicker. And like you say, because it's quite thin anyway, you know, it does make you think, oh, is it? Well, you know, you wouldn't get a full white chocolate experience anyway. So I think so. Come on, continues on saying the fact that you find it hard to tell differences is a great example of how mediocre the initial product was. That being said, it's a real shame how many companies are moving in this direction of cost cutting. Because it's going to ruin a lot of products. Yeah, it is a bit of a shame. A lot of them are doing it at the moment. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure if this is the case or not. But when I watched a documentary a long time ago, back in the 80s, 90s, something like that, there were lots of products. Basically, the supermarkets just have such a strong stranglehold over a lot of these companies that stop them being able to raise the prices, basically. Say, well, you can't raise the prices, you know, because otherwise we won't sell the item or whatever. So they have to basically cut the quality or cut the size. And that's kind of, you know, there's other reasons for it. I'm sure it's not all the supermarkets. I'm sure it's very convenient to save money and things. But basically, they can't raise the prices on the products because the supermarkets say they're not going to sell them. You know, this, that, and the other. Maybe they won't be competitive as well, things like this. So, you know, they have to reduce the quality basically, and that's, you know, that's either or the size or both, and that's what's happening now. And cocoa is very expensive at the moment. I think we've not seen much of it for a while, as in that sort of the fact that it's so expensive. I don't think it's not really come through to the customers that much, as far as I can tell anyway. Although things have always been shrunk and going up in price all the time as it is, so maybe it has. But I think this is a real sign of it, really. You know. Yeah, but there we go. So I think that's what's going on. But as I say, I'm sure it's very convenient for companies to reduce the quality and size, and you know, while selling them at the same price. But I think it's more to it than that. I feel like you know, there is a, you know, at least in some respects, you know, it is basically to do with the fact that the supermarkets are sort of putting pressure on them to not, you know, to not have to raise the prices basically. So there we go. Yeah, but let me know what you think, everyone. Let me know what you reckon to all this. This sort of like now it's all chocolate flavour stuff coming out, like clubs and penguins, and of course the white chocolate's gone from white chocolate digestives. Let me know what you think about it. I mean, it's hard to sort of imagine that, everyone will be in favour of it, but I mean, have you managed to taste the difference when you've tried it? Remember a few years back, Kit Kat, I don't know what they did. They did something with their chocolate. I think they either reduced the cocoa solid amount or something like that. I can't quite recall what it was. And I did a comparison, and it didn't taste as good, the new one. I think they tried to, I'm sure it was meant to be a beneficial thing that they did, but it wasn't as good. But it wasn't really a cost-cutting thing, I don't think. Can't quite recall now. But let me know what you reckon to, or if you remember that. I've got a video of it somewhere. It was a few years back now, a good 6-7 years ago. So I don't know. Things rarely change for the better, do they? Rarely change for the better. And Scotty mentioned, yes, the Cabbage Dream Lemon Slice Bar must be new. The Black Forest bar was around when I worked in Australia. Back in worked in Australia 2011. Oh, that's interesting, Scotty. Were you living there? Now, did you find it? That's interesting. I didn't know you worked down that way. That was in Slash Watch episode 139 from yesterday, Sunday as I record this. Yeah, so interesting one, that one. Interesting. Yeah, the Black Forest one, I have had it before, but the lemon one I don't think I have. So yeah, that's lemon slice Cabbage Dream. So obviously Cabbage Dream is still a thing in Cabbage Australia, or in Australia. So yeah, yeah, I'm going to hopefully get those reviewed soon, I think. Interesting. All right, I had the last one here. So yeah, I might mention this one a bit. So I got Skilly or S Gilly, yes. So video feedback, it would be good if you could invest in a microphone or a better one, as I find it difficult hearing what you're saying without turning the volume up or very high. Your videos are the only ones I have to do this for, both on TV and phone. Apart from that, I really like your videos. All the best. Oh, well, thank you very much for the feedback. And it's a very difficult one, this one, because basically I know for a fact that my audio is recording at pretty much spot on the sweet spot of what it should be. And I've had a couple of people say this. Most people are fine with my videos, but some people don't. And like you've said, you watching other videos and you've had no problems with it. I can't explain what it is. I don't know if it's YouTube on the day or whatever. I can literally show you now. Maybe I could try, doing a bit of a see. I can show you my. Let's have a look. I'll do it a simple way. I'll do it a very simple way, so you can see I'm actually talking now. So I've got, like, you can see my camera here. Here's the volume of I'm talking now. So you can see it's if I. And you can see that's my speaking is in the yellow there, so you can see that I'm, so it's in the very sweet spot. Any louder and it would be wrong. And when I render the video, it's fine as well. I listen to it before I send it up. There's basically, there's nothing I can do about it. So it might not be your device, but it's certainly not mine. I think it's YouTube basically that's the problem. I don't know what it does when it sort of like, because basically I upload a video, I render it, stuff like that, and when I upload it, YouTube does a load of stuff to it basically after it's left my hands. So I don't know what it is. So there's nothing wrong with my microphone. I've used it for all my videos and all my lives. No one else is having this problem. No one generally has this problem, but a couple of people every now and again do mention it. But I don't know what it is. But I scientifically see that the audio input from my microphone is in the sweet spot, and any louder and it wouldn't, and it would be a problem, So yeah, so I don't know what to do. So thank you for mentioning this. And I'm not offended in any way, shape, or form, and I don't think it's your problem either. I think it's YouTube messing around with the video, and I don't know what to do. Or it could be the browser you watch it on with my video or something. But I don't know what it is. Yeah, I really don't know what it is. I did experience it once on a video, and I knew it was what I was playing it back in, because I knew it normally sounded okay, and I can't quite recall what it was now. But basically, it did sound low. It's either sometimes it might be the YouTube volume itself, because you've got a volume on YouTube you can do up. So sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's just your volume on your phone or something like that has changed. I don't know. But again, you might say, well, that's fine, and I've just listened to a video just before that and it was fine. But I don't know. I did have it once, as I say, I did have it at one time where I thought, oh, my video's a bit low sounding here. I hope that's not the case for all of them. And it was something like that. It was either my laptop or my phone volume was too low, or the YouTube volume was lower for some reason, or something like that had happened in that case. But yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. And so I do play back my videos as well, because I play them back for things like when I do my look backs, and I look back at my old reviews to see what the review scores were and stuff like this. And they're all, the volume's all fine to me, So I don't know. It's just every now and again there's a couple of people that have this problem, but I can't answer what it is. But I do know for sure, because as I say, I can see the volume levels from my microphone that are literally on the sweet spot, and I've put some effort into that to make sure that it is at the right levels, and also that it doesn't go too high into the red as you saw before. So I don't know what it is, but there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm very sorry for this. It's not, you know, I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is. But there's nothing I can do about it, because, as I say, when I'm recording it, the volume is at that sweet spot. I can prove it's at that sweet spot. When I listen to them back myself, it's fine. A lot of other people listen to my videos and find it fine. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. And it's frustrating, really. But it does happen every now and again. And I've seen it in other videos. Just every now and again, you'll see someone saying, "Oh, I couldn't hear," or whatever. But it was perfectly fine for me. So I think it's either something on the day. Maybe you're listening to the video as it's sort of gone up straight away, but even then I don't think that's the case in this one, because it was one I'd given to the members first for a few days. So I don't know, but let me know what everyone thinks. Let me know, leave a comment if you're finding my videos too quiet or whatever. Let me know, and if everyone says it, you know, it's obviously something that I need to look into. But you know, but when I listen to them back, they all sound fine to me. And when I'm recording them, the volume, I can see the volume is being recorded at a fine level. And also I do a test before I record as well. I test the volume to check that the microphone's working, because I don't want to review something or record something and then find it's just not been recording properly. And I can always hear it perfectly fine. So yeah, I don't know. It's a mystery, this one. It's a mystery. But I can say categorically that my microphone is perfectly fine, is a good quality one, and it's recording at a decent level. And also when I listen back to my videos and listen back to the recordings, that I can hear them all fine. So you know, that's all I can say, really. That's all I can say. So very but thank you so much for the nice comments, and you know, thanks for the feedback as well. I'm definitely in favour of feedback. And it's nice to hear it as well. And I'm glad you're enjoying the videos, and I'm just sorry that you can't hear them very well, and I'm sorry that I can't offer a solution either. You know, I don't know. You know, I really don't know what to make of it, really. But as I say, we'll see if a lot more people say in the comments they can't hear my videos fine. But as I say, I do live videos with the same microphone. Everyone seems to hear my videos, my voice fine. I've done many videos as well. It's only 1 or 2 times I get this coming back, and I'm quite sure it's something particular in that instance to the person listening to it, but I can't explain what it is. I really can't. I'll say I did experience something like it myself once, and it was to do with either the YouTube volume being too low, literally the volume on the YouTube video being too low, or my laptop or my phone or whatever it was. That's all I can offer of advice, really. But yeah. But thank you very much, though. I hope you enjoy the videos. I hope you're still able to hear them as well. You know, it's at least enough. But I know how frustrating it must be, and I just don't know what I don't know what I can do, really. So, but we'll see. We'll see if other people are having the problems. We'll see what happens. But I'm hoping they don't, because if they do, I don't have a solution to it. So there we go. But I'll try and find one either way. But yeah, but there we go. But all right, well, there we go. I think that leads us to the end of the end of this November update, October-November update. I think it's really November update, isn't it? I'll probably just label it as that as such. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying the channel still, everyone, and thanks so much for all your comments and all your sort of chats in the live chats, and all your likes and this, that, and the other. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It truly is. And thank you so much again to the members, Anne Lockhart, Sam Matson, and of course Scotty. Thank you so very much for all your continued support. Really appreciated. Hope you have a great month. I'll see you next time. December it'll be soon. Goodness me. December. Crikey. Well, there we go. It's coming very quickly. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.